picket line in front of Janno Lieber house. I need y'all to follow John Semino.
Yeah, just like a loop. Go from, like, you know, from property line to property line, right?
Go that way. Keep going around.
Safety first! Safety first!
Safety first!
Safety first!
Safety first. Safety first. Safety first.
Safety first! 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 Safety first!
You're gonna wake up early, huh?
Every weekend. Every weekend, probably.
You'll be in his house in the Hamptons every weekend.
Same
Yeah,
time, same
that's
bat
cool.
channel.
He probably gonna have to sell his house though. His neighbors gonna make us get up off this block.
It's gonna become a series, right?
Safety first!
Same time and place.
Safety first. What do we want?
Safety!
What do we want?
Safety!
We was louder than that in front of Church Avenue. We're in front of his house now. What do we want?
Safety!
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 What do we want?
Safety! Honest lawyers.
Janno Lieber, you got a choice. It's either you go do your job or you go get out of the MTA. And you go move off this block.
Tell them get a real
Your
job.
neighbors is not going to like us this summer.
Not an easy one.
Trust me when I tell you. They're not going to like you this summer. You don't like whistleblowers, we love whistleblowers.
Whistleblower in the house.
That's right. You don't like whistleblowers, we love whistleblowers.
Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
He can't do the right thing. He's a politician. No politicians can do the right thing. No politicians can do the right thing. We're in front of the chairman house. I know the neighbors, we apologize.
That's a
But you
contradiction in
live
terms.
next to a very bad guy. You live next to a very bad guy.
He's bringing down the neighborhood.
Exactly. He's gonna mess up the home value property.
The property value is dropping at the moment.
Exactly.
Zillow, check Zillow.
Janno Lieber, this is only the beginning. And to all the other MTA executives, we just gonna set the tone with Janno.
Is this
here.
officially doxing?
Nobody's off the menu. Trust me when I tell you.
Hey, we're just visiting our boss. We're visiting our boss. What's wrong with that, right? Can't you visit your boss? Is that wrong with that? I mean, you could invite us in for something, you know, a little drink or something.
Department in this house?
You know, you could lunchtime. Is he gonna invite us in? A little pizza or
For
something?
those who's watching on live, we're in front of Chairman Janno Lieber house. Being respectful, we see my brother Motorman Mike, service over safety. We got riders and workers out here. No more.
You know, I'm thinking he's starting to ignore us, man. I don't know. Are you guys feeling that? A little cold shoulder here?
This guy makes
No greeting here?
$350 a year.
We're the welcome wagon. We're the welcome
Put us
wagon.
in danger.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
$350 a year to put us in. John Nathan Lieber, bring your ass outside.
Come on out and talk, brother. Let's hear your side of it.
Come outside.
What's wrong? Freedom of speech.
That's right.
Say your piece.
That's right. My boy Ty Brown, you got something to say, Ty? All right, let's go.
Janno Lieber, I got something to say to you. My name is Todd Brown. I'm a track worker. I've been working here since in MTA since 2013. And 3/4 of the people have said that there's systematic racism inside New York City Transit. Now, I watched Tremel, looked at his posts, shared a lot of his posts to Facebook groups. And because of my posts and me talking about racism And the fact is that the morale is low inside New York City Transit. And that bothers me. We don't have no pride, and I think that's important. As a black man, I take that very serious. We don't have no help with our union, and you guys have an obligation to take care of us, to look after us as employees. But y'all don't do that. You gotta take advantage of us because y'all, the bottom line is y'all wanna keep us down. And that's done on purpose. And now all of a sudden, because I spoke out, you guys tried to discipline me.
Retaliation, brother.
You guys tried to discipline me.
It's illegal.
And I filed a lawsuit against you guys, and you guys are still harassing me, following me. You followed me home the other day.
Suing a lawyer.
And so this is, it's this karma to come here. It's amazing.
Hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Speak it.
I'm glad I came out with Tramel because at the end of the day, you don't care about the citizens of New York City. You don't care about the workers in New York City. And it shows you don't care about our rights.
That's right.
If you don't care about our safety, you
cares about taking them away.
You don't care about our rights. You don't care about our safety. And we're gonna keep coming back until changes
are made. Just a number, bro.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
We're
right.
just a number.
Yo, Kemp, grab that mic, my brother.
Speak. Testify, man. Testify.
Well, the Transit Authority has a policy. Their policy is to hide everything bad from the general public at any cost possible.
Damage control.
Even if it is compromising the rights and the freedoms of its employees.
Especially if it's...
We as the employees show up every day to work and attempt to work against the odds that are lamented at our feet. We win in spite of the policies of the Transit Authority. We operate at our tools in spite of the condemnations we receive every day in our titles. We show up and provide service for the general public to a standard that is above and beyond, and only to get threatened with discipline in the event, in the course of doing those jobs, we potentially do something that doesn't appease to the eyes, the minds, and the hearts of the people who intend to suppress us.
That's right, bro.
The reality is that the plantation system at the Transit Authority is by design.
Fact.
Exactly.
The discipline is created to subjugate you, to be scared, to speak up for yourself, to fight for yourself, and to be held accountable to the people who intend to punish you. We are not afraid.
Fact.
The consequences that you suggest, we are not afraid of. So right now, while we stand here, there are phones blasting. There are emails and texts being pushed throughout the system to define and to address on how Monday morning the people who are standing here are going to get their ass handed to them. I assure you, if we were afraid, we would not be standing here.
That's right.
The consequence of your action is the burden of your inaction. The consequence of our actions are the burden of your inaction.
Fact.
Your inaction to respect your workforce. Your inaction to treat us equally under the law. We're not asking you for favors. We're asking you to be responsible employers.
Fact.
You see, you neglect the fact that you refuse to address assaults because you know then you're violating your responsibility. So you pretend as it doesn't exist. Unfortunately, the Department of Labor found out.
Fact.
And they identified that assaults and protecting your workforce is your responsibility.
There we go.
You know what else is your responsibility? Not punishing your employees for being assaulted in your place of employment.
Amen. There you go.
Workers' compensation is used as an economic tool to force workers back to work injured.
Exactly.
You have members who don't get paid for up to a year, and when they do get paid,
5 years,
their
bro.
rights are challenged, and these people are starving.
Fact.
Because they showed up to work and got spit on, smacked, stabbed, or punched. And these people are begging to pay their bills and have no representation when it comes to workers' compensation. There are people who own houses in this neighborhood who are in jeopardy of losing them because they showed up to work. There are people who can't afford childcare. There are people who are losing their lives every day. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, we on a Saturday afternoon have to wake up and walk down a block because when we follow the proper channels, we're ignored. When we ask, we're denied. When we identify the policies which are in place to protect us, we're told, don't say it too loud because the public might hear you.
Yep.
So if you want to hide it behind the closed doors, what choice do we have but to come to your front door?
There we go.
No choice.
There
We
go.
are not begging anymore. We are not hiding the truth so that you can sleep good on Saturday morning. The reality is that our consequence will no longer go in silence. We will continue to fight for the rights of workers and the riders, and we will not tolerate the abuse that has become a standard at the Transit Authority for decades. It's a new day, and Progressive Action doesn't apologize for being active.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful Saturday. We might see you on Sunday.
Hey, Tramel,
What's going on Sunday?
We don't know what's going on Sunday. Same way we don't know what's going on Saturday. We just here, right? Because Kemp said it best. They punish us for wanting to have a better, more respectful workplace. Just to be safe. They take action for wanting to be safe. Janno Lieber have a car come pick him up every single day when he could just walk the little 5 minutes it took for us to walk from Church Avenue here. And it's probably even shorter at Beverly Road, on that side. We choose not to do that. Instead, he's running a corporation that resembles a plantation. Because they only care about themselves. They do not care about the workers or the riding public. It does not get more clearer than this. It does not. And in order for things to change, we have to change. We have to change how we see things here. We have to change what we fight for and what we don't fight for. And it's sad to say, a lot of our coworkers know more about LeBron contract than our own contract. You know, it's funny, but it's the truth, right? Because we're not focused on the proper things. But I'm going to spend the rest of my life, as long as I'm breathing, whether I work here or I don't, you have a permanent enemy on your hand. Wow. It doesn't matter where I work at. If I could leave the MTA today, I would be more powerful tomorrow, because guess what? You can't send me to 2 Broadway. So I don't know what you guys are thinking or how you plan on handling it. But this is not going to stop. This is only going to get better. It's only going to get stronger. Trust me, I'm going to have a cookout on this block. I'm not BSing you.
I'm hungry.
I'm not BSing you. You can control the MTA board meeting. You can control all your 20 security officers that you have up there. And I'm waiting for you to bring the MTA police here so we can show you how you misuse the tax dollars. You're going to use the same NYPD that we use. I hope you got a radio so you can see how long it take to respond too.
Signal and route.
Yeah, signal and route. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I
Off
think
the
that
mic.
you know what I think that we gonna do one day? I think he probably leave here maybe like 6 a.m. We go come here and meet him outside. He probably go call out sick. If he bang out sick and he not sick, can he be brought up on charges?
He got
Yeah.
72
Have
hours
a
to turn
TSS
in
come
his
and check on
He
him.
got 72 hours?
To turn in his forms.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy. This is a
TSS can
nice
come by and
turnout
check
in
him
front
out.
of his home. You know, it's only going to get better. Y'all know how I do things. I was inactive because of COVID, but we're about to get active. We're going to make his neighbors mad at us. You know how they make the riding public mad at us?
Do him a favor.
From these fake policies? We're going to make his neighbors mad at him. We're going to make them sign a petition to say, hey, get Dennis the Menace off my block. They don't, listen, Janno, if you take a walk down your own block, I was asking people, did they like service? They said absolutely not. Do they feel safe? They say absolutely not. I think your neighbors need to know who lives on their block.
Oh, shit. Hey.
Maybe we're going to spend some money and post some flyers and say Janno Lieber live at 180 Marlboro in Brooklyn. Maybe next time I have my motorcycle friends come up and down this block and have some real fun. But this is not the end.
Looks like Norman Bates.
We just gonna set the tone. And for all the other MTA executives, I'm gonna make this clear. We're gonna eat and there's food on the menu.
There you go.
Your homes is next. It's time for us to let your neighbors know how you treat us. When we make a mistake in the public, the first thing the MTA spokesman say is that we're going to hold that train operator, that cleaner, that bus operator accountable. We're going to give you guys the same medicine that you give us. And there's no better medicine than making someone feel uncomfortable at their home, the same way y'all did us. You thought that following me and doing a whole investigative report on me in 2020 was going to go unnoticed? Y'all thought that I wasn't going to find out? You think that I won't go to your sister house that you claim that you take the train to? Everybody's on the menu. We not playing no games no more. It's over. It's over. And I want everybody here, next time we come here, I want y'all to bring at least 5 people with y'all.
There you go.
I want y'all to bring at least 5 people with y'all. We have to show them that these are not games. We are losing our lives on this job. We are being psychologically damaged on this job. And the only thing they saying is that that's you to go. We don't care about you. We don't care about your family. We don't care about your mental health. We don't care if you can't afford to live in the city in which you work. We don't care about hazard pay, because we good. This house is about $3-4 million. He makes $350 a year and don't know what the hell he's doing. But they want to hold us accountable to every letter of the rule book.
Yep.
That's gonna stop. Come on, John. Finn McCool.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, actually, thank Tremel and Jermel and Progressive Action for this. I consider myself a member as well. I want to say something because I believe Janno Lieber and MTA are discriminating against me because I'm a supporter of Progressive Action as well as Local 100. I was hired in February 2001 as a train operator. I was assigned to Ground Zero, relaying people to Chambers Street from Canal. And I did suffer injuries from that. It developed, and I'm out now, injury on duty. I've been retaliated against because I challenged the Taylor law. I believe we have a right to strike. Also, for other reasons as a safety rep, etc., and suing the MTA repeatedly. So what they did in 2015, they defamed me in the New York Post, everyone's favorite paper, right? And then they stopped paying me. They just stopped paying me. I have a substantiated injury on duty from 2015 to present. They didn't pay me my last 2 weeks' wages. They didn't pay me my vacation and sick. And most importantly, they didn't pay me my differential. Now, from 2015 to present, what is that? That's over $100,000. I'm asking for triple damages. I discovered there's a law called Labor Law 190. I think even the police officers here doing their job need to know about this. Labor Law 190 says government agencies are not employers. So if you sue your employer to get your wages, they're not an employer under state law. So how can they owe you wages? You're not working for wages. It's a gift. They give it to you. It's a charity. And this is a crime. This is called, it's unconstitutional. It's a violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, as well as the 13th Amendment. Remember the Civil War, right? And, well, we don't remember, but that's what it was about. Robbing people of their wages. That was a crime. Slavery. And this is a crime what they're doing now. They don't do it to everybody. They didn't do it to me until they did. I don't know if they're going to do it to anybody else. But the union is defending transit authorities' wage thefts in state court and federal court. I'm challenging the law in federal court and in state court. And the union has to pay for attorneys to say that they're not violating my duty of fair representation, their duty of fair representation, by not processing my grievances that I filed in 2015, 16, and 17. They've been sitting there for all those years. And, you know, I did talk to Canella about this, and I hope to, you know, I have to get an attorney as well, of course. But this crime, this fraud, they also stated in court that they paid me. Now, if they did pay me, then I'm committing massive fraud, and I would be arrested by these police officers. That's not the case. Transit Authority committed fraud. The Business Services BSC says, no, I wasn't paid. This is not, you know, a week's salary. We're talking 6 figures. That's felony right there. Perjury that their attorneys, and Mr. Lieber here is an attorney as well. The attorneys Daniel Chu and others, and as well as PERB, they're covering it up. They're saying I was paid, and of course the Cuomo appointed judges they just shrug. They're like, well, they say you were paid. So what do you do? That's also obstruction of justice. This was racketeering. So Mr. Lieber, as an attorney, as well as a chairman, has an affirmative obligation. It's called misprision of felony. And I am reporting to you right now, Mr. Lieber, and I've done this, of course, in front of the MTA board, when he was, in fact, the first time he presided over it, and I'll be doing it again. But I've done it through every possible mechanism. And I've also reached out to the governor's office. I reached out, actually, this week to the public advocate's office, who's, of course, running for governor, and I think would make an excellent governor. So there's Mr. Swazi, I believe, who's also running for the Democratic nomination.
No endorsements, no endorsements.
All right, well, that's, just myself, of course. I do ask everybody to go vote, of course, and I advocate, actually, that those individuals appear on Progressive Action. I also have myself a public access show and a YouTube, and I'm inviting them, as well as Mr. Lieber, on to that show. I'm happy to speak to him, as well as the General Counsel and the General Counsel of Local 100, because I believe they're acting in concert to retaliate against employees. I mean, what worse can you do than to stop paying somebody? That's why we came to work here. I would never inherited any money, and most of us probably, we have to work for a living, and what harm can that do with your families? With yourself, your mortgage. If you have a mortgage for a house, perhaps more modest than this one, and they just stop paying you and say, sue me. And then you got these judges that say, well, one thing, you'll never, ever will get a jury. That's unconstitutional right there. You'll never, ever see. So Article 78, no jury. You never get a jury. You get a crooked judge. And they just decide, what did Cuomo want me to do? Anyway, pass it out.
Thank you, Mr. Phil McCool. Now, what do we want?
Safety.
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 Thank y'all for coming out. This is only the beginning. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you, NYPD. Appreciate y'all.
Back to the train. I guess that's the closest stop, huh?
should leave them on the doorstep. You leave the posters on the doorstep.
Yeah, tape it on his door. It's called conspicuous service. It's legal. It's illegal. You're actually supposed to attempt to do, usually when it's like when they're trying to evict you, they have to come by at least twice. So you come by once, you ring the doorbell, they're not there. You're supposed to come by at a different time, and if they're also not there, then you could put it on the door, and it's considered legal service under CPLR. You're not supposed to be a party, though. That's the only thing. You can have anybody. You could do it. Get an affidavit of service, and that's a legal document that you just served them. This is, as far as you know, it's his home.
So at the type of progressive action. At the type of progressive action.
It's the gangster shit, brother. I'm telling you, man. The politicians, Tammany Hall, man. He's an important guy, but there's people above him, bro. They would have liked him to take the fall, and maybe he should. But what's up with the governor? He works for the governor. He doesn't work for us. I mean, he's supposed to.
He swindled. I'm trying to figure out how he got in position. Because he swindled Capital Construction.
Oh, bro, that's where all the money gets stolen, right? I mean, it wasn't just in, what was that, Taking a Pelham, the remake with the Denzel, where he's supposed, got the kickbacks, from Kawasaki. I mean, they're stealing all the money. New York Times wrote some excellent articles about how construction in New York costs as much as 10 times as much as it does in Paris for subways. All that money's kicked back, mob,
No receipts.
That's the mob, bro. They all get, there's people, they got to buy their books and stuff, they call it, there's like unions, private, you have to pay like $10,000 just to get in the union. So they get some, like Sopranos, they got the no-show jobs and the no-work jobs, and they all kick back. Everyone kicks back. That's how it works. That's organized crime. That's what it is. I mean, people think organized crime, is like, no, that's the real organized crime is lawyers. I mean, that's the ones, they do the legal system. They do it quote, legally. And they just steal any amount. I mean, Putin, he's the ultimate. Stole $1 trillion. He did it legally because, you know, he makes, you know, you make the laws, that's legal, right? I mean, it's like the queen. You can't, she can't break the law. You know, she is the law. You know, they just, you know, or if you're a king, whatever. You know, you don't. Of course, you don't have to follow the law. That's the law is for the peasants. You know, the workers. Yeah, he's just, you know, he's just a typical boss man. You know, he's probably a smart guy. You know, but. I don't know. I don't know if he's not crooked. I can't see it. I can't.
That's something new. I didn't know Lieber was an attorney.
Huh?
I didn't know he was an attorney.
Oh yeah, he's an attorney.
That's even worse.
Of course it is. But then they know how to do it. But you know, they make little shell companies and stuff. They know how to write contracts. You know. People think of like criminals as like some guy, you know, clocking on the corner and stuff. No, the real criminals, the ones that steal. I mean, that's what, you know, remember in The Godfather, they said, oh, you can steal way more with a briefcase than with a gun, you know? And of course, he's got his protection anyway, but, you know, yeah, no, he's got a briefcase, I'm sure, and he steals, you know, and his people, you know, everyone's getting their kickback too, you know, Cuomo, and, you know, all the right people, man, getting, you know, they get their piece, you know? It's just, you know, the game is rigged, brother. I mean, and the thing is, you know, we're all Americans, and I mean, it could all, you know, there's worse countries, bro. I mean, if we were in Russia, they would just fucking shoot us. You know, they put us in jail, and you know, at least we could do this, you know. You know, at least we could protest. We still got the First Amendment and shit, you know. But, you know, but what does it do, you know? Like this brother, he's there every month, right? And not just he doesn't just go.
2016.
Not just for the main. You even go to the committee, right? You speak in front of the committees, right? The finance committee.
Yep.
What? The safety committee and
every single meeting.
Yeah. Sometimes you're the only one speaking, right?
And even you have to be careful with reporters, like Marsha Kramer. You remember? Remember when?
Yeah, she's a reporter. Yeah. I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Of course. Do you remember when
the media is the worst?
You remember when Larry Schwartz was in the board?
Yeah, I sure do.
She will speak with him off record.
Because he was speaking for Cuomo, but he's worse than Cuomo. He's like Cuomo's pit bull. He was like a
Cuomo's
nasty dude.
pal.
Oh yeah.
And I was told
he's like a crooked Cuomo. That's like a crooked twice, right?
I was told by another person.
You know some real mobsters, man.
That Larry will control everything that was going on inside the board.
Yeah, because he is Cuomo. He was basically Cuomo as not Cuomo.
I called him and Marsha Kramer talking on the side.
Of course.
Before he stepped down.
The media is totally down with the program, brother.
And I confronted her and I told her, you should be banned from coming to these meetings because you don't cover transit. You
cover management. You cover management's point of view.
I told her, you should be in Albany or in City Hall, not on transit.
She's just propaganda for the board.
Because her expertise is politics.
Right. Well, you know, in a way, she's right. I mean, the board is politics. Every single one of those people are appointed by a politician, not just the chairman. All of them are appointed by politicians.
And then she got bitchy and told me, "Oh, you're harassing me." And I told her, no. I'm not harassing you. I'm telling you.
She's just a private citizen like you.
I'm telling you.
Because she's a reporter? How do you harass a reporter?
I'm telling you the truth, Marsha.
Yeah.
And I've been telling you several years ago.
You should go on Twitter, man.
That you wanted.
Bomber on Twitter.
No, I've been doing that. And even she told me that she wanted pictures of homeless people on the subway.
Oh, she doesn't go on the subway, I guess.
Exactly.
Oh, like this guy, she probably takes the same car as he does.
And even
a limo.
And even I told her, I test you